the system so we can have more energy efficient buildings. But we also look at the spaces. In some cases, there are rooms or spaces that are missing from the middle school that should be in other that are in other district middle schools. So we look at reconfiguration of space or addition of space to make sure that Ocoee Middle School is going to have everything it should to be a great middle school. And essentially, that's it. We look to make it go on for yet another 25 years and continue to be a fantastic school. A little bit about the site. We're looking at an aerial photograph of the campus. Ocoee Middle School is designed for 1,583 student stations. And as of last year, there was around 1,300 student enrollment. There is 172,641 square feet that is under 5 different buildings on campus. There are 156 parking spaces, and the site is approximately 20 acres overall. So we're going to share some of the improvements that we are looking to accomplish, and we're going to start with some of the things on the site. So this is a diagram indicating some of those elements. And first and foremost, we're looking at providing a new entry to the administration. So when you come to campus and you arrive, it's a little odd. The administration is kind of off to the side. It's not really very good visual of this is the entrance. This is where I'm supposed to go, especially if you're a new time first visitor to the campus. So we'll be looking at a new entry feature and a new canopy to bring you into the administration area. Also, on the pickup and drop-off loop, the canopy that exists over in front of the gym, we're going to be extending that canopy. That's going to provide for more coverage, but also increase the queuing, so more cars can load and unload at a given time. One of the biggest moves we're doing on the site is introducing a brand new regulation 400-meter track on the east side of the campus. And all the associated fields that go along with that. Currently, Ocoee Middle School utilizes the bus loop. The bus loop has a shared duty. It not only functions as a bus loop, but that also is striped to be used as a track, which causes a lot of wear and tear. So providing a brand new track over on the east side will be a great amenity for the school. In addition to that, we'll be providing new basketball and tennis courts. Those are located in this location here. And then all of the drives and parking areas are going to be resurfaced and repainted. And then lastly, the courtyard. So the space in between all the buildings, it's a pretty harsh environment today. It's a lot of hardscape. There's not much shade. It's not a very pleasant place for the students to be. So we're excited for the opportunity of this courtyard space to really energize that area between all the buildings, provide opportunity for more shade and more use by the students, and really be a fun environment. Looking at the building, some of the exterior work on the buildings that we're going to be looking to do is replacing all of the aged roofing. All of the buildings are going to get a brand new roof, except for Building 5. Building 5 already had a new roof replacement just a couple years ago, so it'll have new roofs for the campus. We'll be repainting all the exterior walls, replacing all the sealants around the windows and wall panels. The air conditioning system, there is a chiller yard behind the gym that has just a fence enclosure. So we're going to be putting a wall enclosure around that. That's going to help with some of the soundproofing to keep that sound isolated and not bleed out to the adjacent properties. And then finally, with the courtyard improvements, we'll be looking at adding a new outdoor covered dining area, again, to kind of invigorate that courtyard space and make it more usable. Some of the interior improvements include a reconfiguration of the administration suite. This is one of the areas that is missing some program spaces, and it also has a very undersized clinic space. So we're going to do some reconfiguration to make a proper clinic size. We'll also be remodeling and expanding the kitchen to provide more efficient serving lines and brand new equipment. We'll be adding some building additions onto Building 4. So that'll be providing for a new CCTV studio and also adding a new music classroom. Currently, there is just 2 large music rooms, so this will add a third. So there'll be a full band, orchestra, and chorus room. And then throughout the campus, we'll be looking at improving the restrooms to provide greater ADA accessibility. And then also replacing all the interior doors with smaller glass panels, which is a safety and security measure. In addition, we'll be replacing all of the finishes across the entire campus, as well as new furniture and equipment. We'll be adding additional classrooms for the ESE, Exceptional Student Education Program. If you've been in the classroom buildings, you'll notice that there are a lot of operable walls. So the concept at the time the school was built is to provide flexibility and open up spaces to each other. The downside of that, it doesn't perform well acoustically. So there's a lot of sound that transfers from classroom to classroom, which can be very distracting. So we'll be replacing these with actual hard walls. That'll also allow for the new teaching walls and upgraded technology to occur on there and not be placed in front of the windows as they are in some of the rooms today. Some of the building systems, we already mentioned about the mechanical system upgrades and replace some of the chillers. That'll create more energy efficiency. I'll be upgrading plumbing systems and fixtures, the fire alarm system, new technology throughout the campus. Interior and exterior lighting will be replaced with efficient LED lighting. We'll have a new emergency generator that will support the campus, new lightning protection, intrusion detection security system, and then exhaust fans and, as mentioned, the kitchen equipment. So looking at schedule briefly, this is our 30% design meeting. However, we're really close to about halfway into the overall design process. So we'll be looking to complete our design process around June. After that time, there'll be a period of permitting and also pricing the project. And then construction will actually start around October of 25 next year, this upcoming October. Now the construction, the school is going to be occupied during construction. So the construction is going to be broken into several phases. So there will be temporary portables to be brought in so that instruction can still happen while portions or whole buildings are renovated. So that'll occur in several phases and look to be complete at the end of December of 2027.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tom. Now is the portion where we like to get the input from the community. Like I said, generally speaking, the partnership we have with our community is the most important aspect of any building program, because at the end of the day, we are building these buildings not only for our students, not only for our district, but also for the communities that we're serving. So if anybody has any questions that they would like answered, go to the three little dots at the bottom of the screen, click on the Q&A section and go ahead and type them in there, because at this point, I don't see that anybody has actually put any in. So we'll give you a little bit more time. Hopefully that means that everyone was really happy with what we had to say. But like I said, we will hold off for a few more minutes just in case anybody would like to add anything into the Q&A.
Maybe while they're debating that, as I was listening to the presentation, it just struck me that how incredibly fortunate we are to live in this community that has, again, overwhelmingly passed a half-penny sales tax to be able to fund this kind of building program. When I travel for like conferences or whenever I'm around school board members from the state and other places in the country, they're always really surprised by our facilities. And that's one of the things that all visitors, when they come from either out of state or within the state, when they come and see our schools, they're always very surprised at how nice the schools are and how new the schools are. It's very unusual for public school system to have school buildings as nice as ours. And the only way we can do that is with the half-penny sales tax, because before that sales tax, the average age of our buildings was, I believe, 33 years. And now the average age of our school buildings is 13 years, which is really unheard of. I mean, I know I went to a public high school in Florida that you had to walk the hallways and dodge the trash cans collecting the rainwater and falling, from the roof. So, so I, we had those portable walls, and it was always a mess. So, I certainly appreciate it. And it's not just about having the beautiful buildings. It's also having these state-of-the-art facilities with the best technologies and the best opportunities for our kids. I love that we're getting that third music classroom here so that they can have orchestra, band, and music, and a robust music program, and getting the new track so we can, continue with athletics. And it's just, these are all opportunities that we're able to provide our children because we have a community that supports our public schools. We don't get money from the state to build these schools. All of this money is local money through impact fees from homes being built and from local taxes. So we are certainly as a school board member, I'm certainly very appreciative. As a parent in the school district, I'm very appreciative of the community that helps us pay for these beautiful buildings. So
Agreed. Oh, we have
a question.
few, in fact. First one is a statement from one of our attendees and their son. Thank you for bringing your son out to be a part of this. We definitely love to hear from our students. His statement is that he loved the presentation, but also that the thing that his son is most looking forward to is the solid walls, because the noise indeed has been a distraction for him in the classroom. So I'm glad that we can provide that for you. Another question we have is, I am the social media socialist. What changes can I expect in the media center? I believe the media specialist.
Media specialist, yeah.
And they were wondering what changes were going to be made if we had any changes in the media center.
Yes, there are some changes planned for the media center. The media center is currently undersized for a typical middle school. So that's where we're going to be actually doing a building addition to increase the size of the media center to provide the extra spaces that are needed. So in the area that's being added will be a brand new CCTV studio and CCTV control room. We're also adding restrooms. There currently are not student restrooms in the media center. They have to go to another location for that. So we'll be adding those within the media center itself. And also separate faculty restrooms there as well. And there's some reconfiguration to accommodate the moving and adding the CCTV. But in addition to that, all of the finishes, all the lighting, upgraded HVAC system, and furniture package.
Excellent. Does anybody else have anything they would like answered in the Q&A? We'll give you another 30 seconds, but if not, we will go ahead and adjourn. But while we wait, I will just go ahead and thank everyone for showing up tonight. Great attendance. We really appreciate you being here. Actually, can you go to the last slide? I'll just go ahead and talk about that for a little bit while we wait, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, was that question for me? I think it cut out.
Yes, Tom, could you go to the next slide, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There we go.
Excellent. Well, since I do not see any more questions being, oh, wait a second. I said that, and then we got something. We were wondering how the students and parents will be informed of changes to classroom locations during the year while construction is underway. Sherry, do you want to field that, or?
Sure, absolutely. As we are communicated with in regards to which buildings are going to be under construction, we will communicate with parents so that when, for instance, the administration building is going to be under construction, we'll be able to direct parents right back to where the new administration will be out of. Students, we will communicate with them constantly. Obviously, in a construction zone, there will be areas that will be marked off, and there will be very clear signage for students and directions for them to know where to go.
And one of the definite things that we always keep in mind during projects like that is that education is the most important factor, as well as safety of our students while these projects are going on. So we definitely do everything we can to make sure that we aren't disrupting the educational process or as being as little of an impact on it as we possibly can. So we will definitely continue to have communications with Sherry and her team to make sure that they know where we are every step of the way so that she can then relay that to parents and to students. We have another question. What accommodations will be made for students during construction?
Well, I could start that answer, and maybe Matthew can chime in a little bit. But so we're at 30% design, which means we still have a little ways to go. So we're going to be working closely with Williams Company and District to identify how the phases of construction are actually going to occur, and what that means as portions of building need to be renovated. How are we separating the construction traffic from the student traffic to provide safe access, safe exiting if needed, and have a separation for safety for of construction personnel, materials, and as well as maintaining the operations of the school.
Yeah, and I can kind of continue that, Tom. We'll work closely with Principal Levitt and the entire design team, working as we develop that schedule, making sure from a logistics standpoint the students can get from A to B. As mentioned earlier, our goal is to get this project completed safely, on time, and ensure that we are minimally disruptive on campus as possible. So we'll ensure that all the accommodations for students to have a great experience, throughout the school year while we're on campus. And we partner very closely with the school throughout our time there. Constant communication, over communication is really our goal, and making sure that everyone understands the plan, and that the students are well versed in their circulation throughout the campus, or pick up and drop off, or any of those type of activities, and there's minimal disruption to those types of things as well.
Yeah, I will say that OCPS has become kind of an expert at this. I have several schools in my district right now that are going through renovations like this, that are currently actively in construction. So they know how to do this with students present, as has been said, to minimally distract, to make it safe for the students, and to also, of course, get the project done and get it done on time. The department's really good at that. So I know it's never fun. We all do things that we go through construction projects in our home. I'm about to have to get a new roof. It's not fun to go through, of course, but it's necessary. And at the end, it'll all be worth it. Right?
Definitely. Well, on that note, unless anybody has any last questions they want to pose to the panel, I'll give you about 15 more seconds. Well, while we are waiting, I will say that this project and any project that is happening as far as the facilities department is concerned and our building program is concerned, you can find at the website facilities.ocps.net. Like I said, any project that we have going on, both present or in the past, and also ones that are upcoming, are listed there. So please feel free to go there to find out more information. My contact information is also there. So if at any point you need to reach out to someone on the facilities team to find out more information about what is going on, please look me up. My name is Thomas Orell. I'm the public relations person for facilities, and I will do my best to find whatever answers we can to whatever questions you pose. But with that being said, I think that we are at the end of our meeting. thank you everyone for coming out today and being a part of this process. Thank you to our panel. And like I said, if you have any further questions, please go to facilities@ocps.net and we will help you as best as we possibly can. And on that note, hope everyone has a happy holiday and we will see you at the 60%.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.